Hello, everyone. We're here to continue the practice of the lessons of A Course in Miracles. And today we are on lesson 16. And lesson 16 is, I have no neutral thoughts. The idea for today is a beginning step in dispelling the belief that your thoughts have no effect. Everything you see is the result of your thoughts. There is no exception in this fact. Thoughts are not big or little, powerful or weak. They are merely true or false. Those that are true create their own likeness. Those that are false make theirs. There is no self-contradictory concept than that of idle thoughts. What gives rise to the perception of a whole world can hardly be called idle. Every thought that you have contributes to truth or to illusions. Either the thought extends the truth or it multiplies illusions. You can indeed multiply nothing, but you will not extend it by doing so. Besides your recognizing that thoughts are never idle, salvation requires that you also recognize that every thought you have brings either peace or war, either love or fear. A neutral result is impossible because a neutral thought is impossible. There is such a temptation to dismiss fear thoughts as unimportant, trivial, and not worth bothering about, that it is essential you recognize them all as equally destructive, but equally unreal. We will practice this idea in many forms before you really understand it. In applying the idea for today, search your mind for a minute or so with eyes closed and actively seek not to overlook any little thought that may tend to elude the search. This is quite difficult until you get used to it. You will find that it is still hard for you not to make artificial distinctions. Every thought that occurs to you, regardless of the qualities that you assign it, is a suitable subject for applying today's idea. In the practice periods, first repeat the idea to yourself, and then, as each one crosses your mind, hold it in awareness while you tell yourself, this thought about blank is not a neutral thought. This thought about blank is not a neutral thought. As usual, use today's idea whenever you are aware of a particular thought that arouses uneasiness. The following form is suggested for this purpose. This thought about is not a neutral thought because I have no neutral thoughts. 4 or 5 practice periods are recommended if you find them relatively effortless. If strain is experienced, 3 will be enough. The length of the exercise period should also be reduced if there is discomfort. So we are reminded here that every thought you have contributes to truth or illusions. And again, the thought either extends the truth or it multiplies illusions. So, and further on in the next paragraph, again, it says, besides your recognizing that thoughts are never idle, salvation requires that you also recognize that every thought you have brings either peace or war, either fear or love. So now regarding your thoughts, I want you to consider or think of a pebble being thrown in a pond and the ripple effect that occurs when that pebble was thrown there. So we have either, it says we have thoughts of peace or love, negative or positive thoughts, peace or war, I should say, or we have thoughts of love or fear. Again, all positive or negative thoughts. So let's just say, for example, that you have experienced a conversation. Well, actually, let's say the conversation was rather heated, like an argument, and it's unresolved. And, after that, later on, you're mulling it all in your mind. In that you're judging and attacking in your mind the other individual, and justifying everything about the conversation where you were right and they were wrong. It definitely is not peaceful thinking. It's actually very much a war going on in your own mind. This sets off too, like a pebble in a pond. It sets off a ripple effect of energy that obviously in this situation is I'm going to use, I'm going to say negative energy. It definitely is not positive. It's not loving energy. So all this, your opinions and this judging or attacking the other individual in your mind, all those thoughts are not neutral thoughts. So I want to also assert that was not just an assertion, it's spoken that, we have, I don't know, they say 64,000 or 84,000 thoughts in a day. And, most of those thoughts, we're not conscious of them. We're not even aware of them. So again, we don't have neutral thoughts. It says again, the lesson is, I have no neutral thoughts. So, if you really look deeper, all thoughts of judgment and attack are based in fear. Actually, most of our, emotions, I'm going to say that, judgment is a thought. But they're based in fear. Our emotions are. So what I wanted to add here as we conclude is that it says here in paragraph 3 that there's such a temptation. We don't want to look at our fear thoughts. We want to dismiss them, it says here, as all unimportant, that they're trivial. Then they're not worth bothering about. That that is essential. You recognize them. It's essential that you recognize them as equally disruptive, and both and equally unreal. But see, take a look, watch how you may not want to consider or to look at the fear thoughts that you're actually having. And again, that's what we're uncovering. That's what we're bringing to the surface. That's what is going to be undone. Again, fear and ego go hand in hand. And ego is edging God out. And love and God go hand in hand. Love, God, truth, the truths of God, those go hand in hand. So again, today's lesson is, I have no neutral thoughts. Alrighty, hope that was helpful, and you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for lesson number 17. Bye for now.